March was not a good month. It wasn't terrible, and the problems that I had with March were my own fault, pretty much. Um, so yeah, let's let's get into it. Okay, so because March wasn't as great as I was hoping, like I started off really like um not enthusiastic. Well, yeah, enthusiastic about the month, and then it kind of plummeted. So okay, because of how the month went, my favorites is lacking. This video is going to be so short, but we're going to get into it. Okay, so I haven't got a favorite film and I haven't got a favorite book. I didn't watch any films and I didn't read any books, and it's annoyed me that I haven't done it. Okay, so I'm like a mood reader. Sometimes I can read like 20 books in like maybe not 20 days, but I can read a lot. Like maybe 20 books in 2 months or something like that. And then other times I don't pick up a book for months, and that's what happened. I just wasn't in the mood to read, so I didn't read, and it's annoyed me because I was this close to finishing one of my goals for the year, and that was to read 12 non-fiction books. I only have one more non-fiction book to read, and I was like, this is it, I'm gonna finish it, I'm gonna do it in the first quarter of the year and then focus on my other goals, and I have not done it, and that is on me, and I'm I'm upset about it, but I'm not devastated, but I am upset about it. So I'm going to have to push that goal into quarter two, but I think I can definitely do it in quarter two because it's only one book. So I read 11 non-fiction books in the first quarter, so it's really good, but so close to finishing it, and I didn't, and I'm kind of kicking myself for not doing it. But when you're not in the mood, you're not in the mood. So okay, so I didn't have a film and I didn't have a book, but I did have a TV show and a song. So these are my favorites. Okay, so my favorite TV show for March was Ghosts, the US version. Don't get me wrong, I loved the UK version, but the US version is just a bit more, I don't know, like they hit it a bit differently, and I'm enjoying it. And so yeah, if you haven't seen Ghosts, you should. Either version, it's the same premise. A woman inherits a house that is haunted, and she doesn't see the ghosts until she has an accident and bumps her head, and then she sees ghosts everywhere. And of course, because she lives in this haunted house, the ghosts try to get her to like help them move on. But it's like, it is a comedy, it's dead funny. Either version, American or the US or the UK, either version, same type of thing. The creators of the show are the UK version, and they produced, I think they had help in doing the US version, so some storylines are very similar, but the US version has more episodes. Check out Ghosts. Okay, my favorite song, okay, is a soundtrack song for the upcoming film The Idea of You. I know it's a book and I know it's a film coming out starring Anne Hathaway and Nicholas Galitzine, and I don't know if I'm going to watch the film, but I like Nicholas's voice, and he is in a band in the film, and it's released one of their songs on Spotify. So I had to listen to it. It's on Spotify and YouTube and possibly others, but I found it on Spotify. And yeah, it's called Dance Before We Walk by August Moon, who is the band in the film. So I really liked it. I've got it on repeat a few times. It's really fun, and like I said, it's in a soundtrack for the upcoming film, which is out in May. And I don't know if I'm going to watch it. We'll see how I feel in May. But at the moment, that is my favorite song. So that was my favorite. Like I said, really bad for me, March. Okay, so now we will like reflect and review, and then I'll tell you why March wasn't good. Okay, so March in one word, I've put slump because that's what happened. I got in a slump, and it was a week long slump, and I'm just now sort of climbing out of it, and I'm not happy that I didn't bother trying to get out of it. Like, I just kind of lived in it. So yeah, rating the month between 1 and 10, I gave it a 6 because it wasn't a terrible month. It wasn't great, and I know it is my fault because I got in the slump and then I kind of just lived there for a week. Now, sometimes you do need to take the break and you need to just like relax and do nothing, and that's okay for like a couple of days. But I ended up going further, and I had my to-do list, and I was just like, no, not doing it. I'm just gonna sit here and veg, and that's my problem. That's what I did. So it is my fault, and I plan on improving for the next month and hopefully not getting another slump. But yeah, I was disappointed in myself. My highs. My friend has invited me to her hen do and wedding next year. So I got like really excited when I got the invite. And my low was my other friend. Makes it sound like I only have two friends, but my other friend, we made plans, and we had to reschedule, and then we had to cancel. Life happens, but it was a low because I was looking forward to catching up and I was unable to. What did I learn? That I spiraled down my slump and that I struggled to get myself out of it. And to improve, I've decided that I'm going to have a 2-day pass. So after 2 days of, if I go down sort of slumpy, I have to get up and do something, and it could be anything, but just like, even if it's create a to-do list or tick something off my to-do list, or I don't know, eat better or go for a walk, do some self-care, anything to just get me out of that slump. So yeah, I'm gonna do a 2-day pass. So for 2 days, if I need to take a break and become a vegetable, that's fine. And then after the 2 days, I have to try and do something to get out of it. Just one item, just to help get back into the sort of like routine again. Okay, so that was my reflections, my favorites. Now I'm going to show you my goals, and I'm disappointed because of the slump. I thought I had time to do all my goals in March, and I haven't done them all. But it's okay because then I'll just put them into April's goals. So April's goals will probably be very similar to March's. I did achieve some of my goals, but not all of them. And then obviously April starts the second quarter. I'm going to post a video about my Q2 goals, which some will be Q1 because they are basically year-round goals, like learning Spanish and playing the keyboard. I want to do that every month. And then there are other goals where I specifically thought these would suit this quarter and this will suit that quarter. So there'll be some new ones, but then there'll be some similar ones, but that's for another video. So yeah, here are my March goals and my April goals. Okay, so my March goals that I did achieve was save 10%, practice the keyboard, practice Spanish, take a photo, post weekly on YouTube, and I did manage to do a social media detox, which was amazing because I really didn't think I'd be able to do it. I did 24 hours and I felt pretty good after doing it. So I think I'm going to try and do that more often, like maybe once a month, just have 24 hours, no social media. We'll see. I wasn't able to read nonfiction, and I didn't visit an English heritage site because every time I tried to, it rained. I'm hoping April will be enjoyable. So for my goals is practice keyboard, Spanish, save 10%, read the non-fiction, visit the English Heritage site, take a photo, post weekly on YouTube, and meet up with friends. Meeting up with friends is a quarterly goal, and I thought I have a friend's birthday and another friend who wanted to meet up and catch up, so I have 2 times to meet up with friends in April, so I just thought that can be the quarterly goal and have it out of the way like at the very start of the second quarter. So I'm really happy about that. So yeah, so those are the goals, and hopefully I'm able to do them this time round. Like I said, I only have to do 1 non-fiction book, so I might just push myself to read a book even if I'm not in the mood. Anyway, what are some of your favourites from the month? And what are some of your goals? Were you able to achieve them? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear from you. And that was wrapping up March. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.